Hey everybody, this is Sarah with Tenderfoot Village, and I want to show you guys how I make these little fairies or um, little peg angels, peg fairies. I want to do a tutorial with you today on how I do these. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is blank peg doll body, and I get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I think this particular sized one came from Michael's. And then you're going to need some paint, and I just used the craft paint. You see I got different varieties. I've got all different varieties, but for this particular peg doll I'm going to use AC Flesh for the head. I'm going to use this Cloudy Day for the body, and I'm going to use Raw Sienna for the hair. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is take a small kind of angled paintbrush. It's just my personal preference. You can use whatever small paintbrush that you have. And then I just use the cap. I just get the paint out of the cap. I find that pretty easy. Less mess, less for me to stick my arm in. Alright, and then I just paint the head and the neck with this. And this does not have to be perfect, because if you get it down on the body, you're going to end up painting over that area anyway with the whatever color you pick for the dress. Okay, I'm going to put this skin color up. And the next thing I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my heat gun and dry the head. You can use a hair dryer. You can just let it sit and dry. I didn't think y'all might not hear me while I'm using my heat gun. So I just use if I wasn't recording the video, I'd probably do several of these heads to knock out several of my little fairies or angels or whatever you want to call them. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do the body. And again, I just use the cap. I do not know the size of this brush, unfortunately. It has worn off and does not say it. Then I just kind of put my finger on the top and my thumb on the bottom just to kind of help me secure it, and I just paint whatever color I'm using for the body. Once the body is dry, I will look at the face and figure out where I want to place the hair. Or the head, not the head, not the face. Then I just take a pencil and draw in kind of roughly where I want the hair to fall. And this is also up to you completely, how you want to style the hair. All right, so now once we have the hairline drawn, oops, let me put the lid back on this one. I'm going to use the raw sienna and this number 8 paintbrush. And it'll probably take, I think the raw sienna takes the most layers because it's kind of a transparent for me. This is just what I had on hand. But I just start to paint it in. Okay, once I've got that pretty well, actually I see a spot I want to fix before I move on to the next paintbrush. Like I said, this particular paint, the raw sienna color, seems to take the most coats of paint, the most layers. And I just kind of cover that line as much as possible. And if you don't get it covered all the way, it's really not a big deal. If you used pencil, you can just erase it right off of the doll, especially if you painted with acrylic in the beginning on the skin. It really comes off easily. All right. Excuse me. I just try to kind of get any spots that I see don't look like they have the same amount of paint. And it's pretty much good. Yeah. All right, and then I get my heat tool out again and I'll dry her hair. Okay, she's looking pretty good. Now, I want to get my little embellishments and start adding those on. So I have these little butterflies I got at Michael's today. And they're scrapbooking, so they have like a little sticky pad on the back, and I just take those off. And then I don't want her to be a butterfly, so I'm untwisting the little wings. Let's see. I think first I want to do her flower top. Okay, let's see. It might be easier for me to kind of draw a line around. The last time I did it, I just kind of eyeballed it, but probably better to draw a line around. Nobody's gonna see this. This will be underneath the flowers. So that's not a big deal. Oh, she'd make a cute little flapper girl too, wouldn't she? Or a hippie, I don't know, flower child. All right, then I take my hot glue gun and I just put a little dot on the back. And I start laying them on there. There we go. She has her little flower crown on. Now I put the little wings on the back here, but the important thing is if she's facing frontwards, if you have the little writing on the front and not on the back, you want to make sure that you can see the writing. So front side. And I just kind of eyeball it. Measure one more time. Yep. Okay. Then I take my hot glue and I put a dot on here. And last, I like to add a little charm. I also got these Hobby Lobby. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I guess most everything else I got at Michael's. These were in the sewing section. They're just a little gem. See if I can do this successfully. Nope. Sure can't. If I had tweezers, that would be so much better. So if you have tweezers, you can use tweezers. Now, there's one little spot that's driving me crazy on her dress, so I'm going to fix that really quick with a little bit of paint. And then also, I forgot, but normally once I've dried the body, I will paint the bottom. And you can do that now, or you don't have to at all. I'm gonna do it. I'm going for it. All right. And then use the heat gun or hairdryer. Dry that off, and she's done. And you have a little fairy or angel for your fairy garden. All right, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoy. If you enjoyed this tutorial, leave a comment below. If you'd like to see more tutorials on peg doll painting, drop a comment and let me know what you'd like to see. I'd love to show you. Thanks.